Hey guys, welcome to GardenLogicTV, where we go smarter every day. Today I'm going to show you how we grow a lot of food within a small space. So a lot of people think you need a large area to grow a lot of food, but on the contrary, you can actually grow more food in a tight space like this. Because it's on top of the neighbor's chicken coop, I'm going to try to control the fall by making a V shape and then pulling on it with this rope. Try to pull it this way. It's over top of the neighbor's chicken coop. Did not work. Did not work at all. It's a lot heavier than the last one. That is heavy.
How heavy do you think?
Oh, this is like 20 kilos. Let me put this down. That is so heavy. So that did not go according to plan. What you can do is cut a V shape to control it. I think I cut too deep. And the plant is just leaning so far this way. There is nothing I can do. This is like the heaviest banana I've ever touched. I gotta try to get this off the roof. This is actually lighter than the actual fruit. So, interesting story. There used to be another variety of banana called the Gros Michel, which was like widely popular throughout the whole world. It's sweeter, it's bigger. They were mass producing it, but because of poor handling, there was like a disease that broke out and it spread worldwide, and it knocked out the most popular banana variety called the Gros Michel. So now what they use is something called Cavendish, but Cavendish is resistant to this. I think it was called a Panama breakout. The Cavendish is resistant to this particular disease, but it's just a matter of time before that Cavendish also gets wiped out. So what I'm going to teach you in this video is how to prevent getting a disease in your banana plant. The reason why the disease probably broke out is because when you farm a lot of bananas, they tend to cut these little pups and then spread it out. And what happens is you expose this underground corm, the rhizome underneath, to potential pathogens. And even if it's like a very rare chance, let's say 0.001% chance, it will eventually happen. And then when you transplant it, disease is going to spread throughout everything. So I personally don't recommend cutting these pups out because there's a small chance it could cause a disease breakout ruin all your bananas. Instead, I prefer to keep it and just grow it in a cluster. That way you get more food in a smaller space. If you really want to, let's say it's spreading out too far in one direction and you want to remove it, instead of damaging the underground corm, what I would do is just cut just to stop it from spreading. So as you can see underneath all of my mulch here, there's a ton of, can you see this? There's a ton of insects, there's termites, all this stuff here. Look at all of this. This is my compost. This is a larva, black soldier fly larva. All kinds of life in here. And when you cut these little pups out, when you actually cut into the ground, you disrupt the underground network. Not just the insects, but you disrupt the fungi and you disrupt the bacteria. And bananas have very bacterial rich underground network because they're fast feeders. And the banana plant purposely creates a bacterial rich network because that's what actually feeds the banana. The bacteria have a very it's very similar to how a human has bacteria in their gut uh, for digestion. So this underground network of bacteria and fungi and insects is basically the plant's stomach. It's basically like how it digests. The bacteria, what they do is they take the elements in the soil, the potassium, the nitrogen, the carbon, and they turn it into compounds, organic compounds that the plant can then absorb. It also has a mycorrhizal relationship with the fungi. The fungi is what actually allows the plant to absorb these nutrients. So it has bacteria and fungi, but most shrubs, like this is not a tree, it is a shrub, create bacterial-rich fungi, whereas a tree like this, these are slow feeders. Majority of trees are slow feeders. So this is more fungi-rich around here, whereas this is more bacterial-rich. And when you combine them together, you actually get the best of both worlds. So because there's so much bacteria here, it'll actually help to do bacterial things, produce more fruit here. So that's one reason why I don't remove the pups, because it could disrupt the underground network, it could invite potential disease. Another thing is this whole plant is actually connected underground. This is all one big cluster, one big plant, and they actually work together as a system. So it knows which is the mother plant, the one we just cut down to produce fruit. It knows which one's next, and it can send different nutrients to who needs it the best. Once you separate it, you lose that system, that network. You also lose that bacteria and fungi. So if I were to cut this and transplant it, this is not going to grow for a long time because it doesn't come with the bacteria or fungi with it. It takes a long time, and you're also taking up a lot of space. If I were to just spread these out, it's gonna take up so much space and actually slow down the growth. So it's actually better to just grow it all in one space and let it take care of itself. You can just feed it with mulch, fertilizer, just bring the nutrients in. And if you really want to stop how it spreads, for instance, it's getting too close to my back wall, it might be getting too close to my mulberry tree, what I could do is just cut this off. This would die back a little bit, it'll rot a little bit, but as long as it doesn't reach the corm, it won't affect the whole system, the whole network. So after you remove the top and you get your fruit, you don't want to leave this here because it's going to keep taking nutrients away. It still thinks like, it's still targeting this one. Instead of saying, okay, now it's time to make fruit here, it's still going to be sending nutrients here. So you want to stop that because it's wasteful. So you want to actually cut the core of the plant, which is somewhere, they say it's between 1 foot to 2 feet. So you want to cut it somewhere in here to kill the plant so that it can redirect nutrients to this one and then the other ones. And when you cut it, you want to do a slanted cut because when it rains, the water can sit and it can rot. And when it rains, it'll actually splash. And they can actually send the rot to the other plants. Whereas if you cut it slanted, the water won't sit. It'll just kind of fall down without spreading the rot. So I'm gonna cut a slanted cut right here. That's it. So this, it's not gonna collect water when it rains, and it's just gonna spill out. What'll actually end up happening is this will rot. I can actually show you an example from the last one, but it will rot down a little bit, but it's not gonna reach the underground network, the corm, and it'll actually just like sort itself out. You see? That's all dried out. But it's not down here. See? You can see it. It went about this far deep. It did not reach the underground network. So that's just gonna decay over time and take care of itself. So basically what I've done by killing this plant is it's going to realize that it needs to stop sending nutrients here. It's gonna start redirecting the nutrients to this one, as this is the second generation here. And what you can do to really speed up the process is you mulch your banana plant that you just cut. This is called chop and drop. And the cool thing about banana is it's very like high in like potassium, it's high in water and nutrients, and it breaks down quickly, and that's what the plant likes. So it likes fast release fertilizer, it feeds the bacteria, feeds the fungi, and it just really speeds up growth. So we should be seeing new fruit here really soon. So by breaking it up, what you're doing is increasing the surface area, so it breaks down quickly, which is what the banana plant likes. It likes fast release fertilizer. And this is the best mulch. Its own banana plant is the best mulch. So in nature, what'll happen is once it's fully grown, it'll just fall over and mulch itself. It's better to do it like this because I'm really targeting the nutrients to go down into the underground network instead of inviting a potential pathogen. So it's always best to do it this way. So what's going to happen now is this is going to break down, and what's going to speed up the breakdown is alternating water and sun. As you water it, it'll help break it down. Then it needs to dry out from the sun, then be watered again, dry out from the sun. So what'll happen next, as this breaks down, it's going to feed the underground, the insects, the bacteria, and the fungi. That will then feed the banana plant. The whole cluster is a system that can decide where to put the nutrients, where to put the potassium. So this is going to get a lot of potassium right now. It can say, okay, this needs potassium, this needs carbon, this needs phosphorus, whatever. I know that this needs a lot of potassium because it's about to fruit. And you can actually, with just about any fruit tree, as soon as you see like flowering, you can actually use your banana mulch around that other fruit tree. So let's say my mulberry. Once I know it's about to fruit, they always recommend add a potassium-rich fertilizer to encourage fruiting, right? So instead of buying fertilizer, you can actually just use your banana mulch around the other fruit. The insects here will actually fight off the bad insects that could be harmful. The bacteria fights off bad bacteria, the fungi fights off the bad fungi, because it just outcompetes it. It's just too much here. So actually, by not cutting this and disturbing the soil and feeding it with chop and drop and grass, you actually are supporting its immune system. You're keeping it strong from potential pathogens. So that concludes our first episode in our new docu-series, where we do backyard gardening using permaculture techniques like this, where we grow a ton of food within a small backyard space. We have a lot more to come, so stay tuned for episode 2. So thanks for watching our episode of GardenLogicTV, where we grow smarter every day. Make sure to subscribe and watch our next videos.